podium. I have two quick follow-ups, basically, to Gaza. The president said yesterday, well, he had strong words for Gaza, for Hamas, and for the people of Gaza. Now, at the same time, we heard about the meeting that took place between Mr. Bowler and some senior Hamas officials and so on, which gave people maybe, hope that there's going to be movement towards the phase two of this deal that was struck back on January 15th. My question to you, how do you reconcile the two? And also follow up to that, so I don't have to come back to you again, is also on Mr. Witkoff's statements and what he has been saying.
The two can be combined.
Whether we have an idea as to when he's going to be going back to the region. Thank you.
Well, first of all, if you have a conversation with someone, it's not a negotiation, it's not irreconcilable. It is the conveyance of the American position in a different way. Nothing was different. Nothing was conveyed differently. There was no change of position. It was the conveyance of the existing American position about Hamas and how it cannot exist in Gaza. Now, whether it is through a tweet or a diplomatic cable or on television or through envoys or in a meeting, that message can be conveyed. And I think that that's what's important for the American people to realize, is that the steps for peace that need to be taken in any country will be taken, and especially in making sure that a bloodthirsty group like Hamas understands that our message is not fluid.
Could I ask you about, there's a pressure, of course, on Hamas to extend the ceasefire deal. Israel on Sunday said that it's cutting off humanitarian assistance going into Gaza as a way of pressure. The European countries, the European allies of the United States, have criticized this, saying that the situation, in their words, is quite catastrophic in Gaza. Does the United States support the holding of food and other assistance at this point as a way to achieve these aims?
Well, what we've said before, and has been the case before, is that aid can only be delivered in a safe framework. So as long as it is something that is unsafe, or we can't guarantee the safety of something moving in, that is going to be stopped. It is not a withholding, but it's certainly it's a reflection of the framework of the situation on the ground, and that continues. In the meantime, I think that it is also very clear, and this is the president certainly has been tweeting about certain situations with Hamas and the nature of what was expected and has been repeated continually, that all the hostages have got to be released. They need to be released now. The bodies they are holding, everything, everyone needs to be released. And without doing that, there is no path forward. Secretary Rubio has made clear that as long as Hamas exists in that area, with a gun, without a gun, as long as they are a factor in Gaza and exist, there is no way forward. It is an impossible situation. It is monsters who are controlling and destroying Gazan lives and the lives of people around the region. It remains an extraordinary dynamic where this administration has made clear, as has Secretary Rubio, that we have a framework where it has gone. It's over and over and over again. There's been nothing new. It's wash, rinse, and repeat, back and forth, for generations. And the approach now in this dynamic is that it has to be a new approach, and that is what President Trump has said from the beginning, that we've got to think differently. We've got to think differently about how things proceed in the region. And this is finally, after this idea, the prompting to think differently, there are some different and new ideas. But one thing stays the same and is unmovable here, and it is the existence of Hamas as a factor on the ground in that region. It will be impossible to